Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, words my brethren all around the world watching this video. Hope you're having a great day today as tuning in. Make sure you do yourself a damn favor and hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Now, this video right here, this was a subscriber request from my main man. What was his name? My main man, his name is Happy. So big shout out to my main man Happy. He commented on my Rick Glazer video about Jarrell Miller not getting any offers to fight Alexander Usyk, and he made a video request. He said, "Brendan, you should make a video of Artur Beterbiev and his upcoming fight against Hot Rod Radivoje Kalajdzic. Hot Rod, the guy who fought Marcus Brown." So first of all, a big shout out to him, and I want to let you guys know that if there's a specific video that y'all want me to make, all you got to do is hit that comment section and say, you should make a video of fill in the blank, and I will look at it and I'll make the damn video. So, because I want to give you guys what you want to hear about, as well as what's going on in boxing. But sometimes there's so many fights going on in boxing that it's hard to keep up with everything. So, if you got a video you like me to make on a specific topic, drop it in the comments down below, and I will definitely be sure to get to it at some point in time. Now, with that being said, let's talk about it. An interesting fight for the light heavyweight division. It's maybe a bit of an overlooked fight in the light heavyweight division, because right now a lot of people are focusing on what Bivol just did in his last fight against Joe Smith Jr., what Kovalev just did recently against Alvarez. In a couple weeks, Alexander Gvozdyk is going to be fighting in Philadelphia to defend his belt. But this, to me, right here, this might be just the most interesting fight, scheduled fight in the division between Artur Beterbiev and Hot Rod Radivoje. I can never say his name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Hot Rod, the guy who fought Marcus Brown a couple years ago on the Earl Spence Jr. Chris Algieri undercard and got robbed. I was there live in the flesh. I was there. I had a media pass, and it was a very interesting fight. Now, Al Heyman, PBC, they get a lot of criticism for mismatches, bad matchups. But I'll say this: this was probably one of, in terms of styles and in terms of the matchup itself, this is probably one of the best matchup jobs PBC ever did. But it was ruined. It was ruined by poor officiating and even more piss-poor scoring. Hot Rod clearly won that fight. He showed amazing just boxer-puncher instincts with the ability to hurt Marcus Brown. He clipped him, I believe it was in the third or fourth round, knocked him down, was backing him up, was landing really short, precise, accurate punches all night. And I thought he was a clear victor. But Marcus Brown got the decision. He was the hometown guy. He was the PBC guy. This is early in Marcus Brown's career. This is like his first true step up against someone, and he did not look good. He scored a knockdown early in the fight, hit Hot Rod while he was down, and he did not get warned or penalized for it at all. He resulted to excessive holding, and it was the Marcus Brown that showed up in this fight was the Marcus Brown that I criticized a lot. The Marcus Brown who fought Battle Jack was a lot better, but this Marcus Brown was not so good against Hot Rod. So he won that fight, or he lost that fight controversially. Probably one of the worst robberies in history of PBC. And then he took a couple of fights against like Travis Peterkin, a decent New York heavyweight, ironed him out like a pair of wrinkled jeans. Then he had a bit of a layoff, and since then he's had 2 stages of busy fights to build himself up back to this point where he's now fighting Artur Beterbiev for the I believe it was WBO. I believe it's WBO. Let me make sure it's WBO. It's the IBF. My bad. Gvozdyk has a WBO. So it's a good fight. It's a really good fight, and I think it could be a fight for Hot Rod where he's catching Artur Beterbiev at the right time, because Beterbiev is 34 years old. Beterbiev is getting up there. I mean, he's already up there in age. Beterbiev has not been the most active fighter over the last couple of years. I mean, when we talk about Artur Beterbiev, we're talking about a guy that has an outstanding amateur background. This is a guy that beat Sergey Kovalev many times in the amateurs. But when we talk about his career, specifically as a pro, I mean, it is very, very, very underwhelming. Extremely underwhelming. The best win of his career probably came in his last fight against Caleb Johnson. I would say either Caleb Johnson, Tavares Cloud, who shot to bits when he fought him. There really hasn't been a lot going for Alexander Gvozdyk in his career. He happened to win the belt vacantly, but he still seeks that big win for his career. Even though people regard him highly, he still needs a big win for his career. And honestly, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this about Hot Rod. He is, without a shadow of a doubt, from what I've seen, from his whole career, from Gabriel Campillo, Alexander Johnson, Enrico Colling, Caleb Johnson, Israelito Preto. This is, in my opinion, the best fighter that Artur Beterbiev has fought to date. When we talk about Hot Rod, this is a guy that is very well schooled. This is a guy that has punch power in both hands. This is a guy that has already been in the ring with one of the best light heavyweights in the division, in Marcus Brown. Granted, they fought when they were both prospects, but he was in there with him. So he fought a guy like Marcus Brown, and he beat him, destroyed him. Also, Hot Rod fought a guy in Chavis Peterkin who was a decent amateur as well, ironed him out. So he's a good fighter. He's a really good fighter. Sound defensively. This will be a really good test for Beterbiev because Hot Rod is a guy who's also 7 years younger than him. He's the guy that you would be led to believe, in terms of age, this should be the prime of his career. So the best Hot Rod we're possibly going to see is going to be in this fight, and I think it'll be a good test for Beterbiev. And if he can get through it with a statement, I think it'd be really good for his career because this guy. People forget, man. In many ways, Radivoje, how do you say his name? Hot Rod. He is probably like one of the most forgotten contenders in all of boxing because he had that fight with Marcus Brown, and that should have been his moment. That should have been the fight where he won. That would have propelled him to not stardom, but moving on towards those bigger fights, and it would have put a bump on Marcus Brown's record, and the light heavyweight division would probably look completely different right now. But such as life, it didn't happen. It went another way. Marcus Brown was very adamant in the post-fight presser because I was there, and he was talking about how he won the fight, and he was trying to convince himself that he won the fight, but you could tell he really didn't think he won the fight. They didn't want to give this guy a rematch right away. But let me tell you this right now. Time has gone by. Marcus Brown has gotten better with time. Hot Rod has gotten better with time. If Hot Rod wins this fight against Artur Beterbiev, that score needs to be settled. I mean, I know this video should be about Artur Beterbiev versus Hot Rod, but I'm saying that score between Marcus Brown and Hot Rod, it needs to be settled because it was a very, very disputed fight. Luckily for Marcus Brown, too, it was only an 8-round fight because, again, it was early in their careers. It was his first step up. And the consensus, I mean, the word robbery gets thrown around in boxing, but, I mean, I'll tell you right now, I can't think of a fight where boxing fans universally recognize, even though Hot Rod lost the fight, like, I literally can't find one person who thought Marcus Brown won that fight. I mean, it was so bad. I was there. I was in the press. I was in the press row. Marcus Brown literally got booed in his hometown. They fought in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. The dude got booed in his hometown. So it was really bad for Marcus Brown. But he's built himself up nicely since then. He's got a big win over Badu Jack. So there's that. But as far as this fight with Beterbiev, it's going to be a good litmus test for Beterbiev because as highly regarded as he is and as talented as he is and as much of a time as he's had as much of a hard time as he's had staying active, he still leaves a lot. He's left a lot to be desired with his career. He's someone that hasn't been the most active. He had promotional problems with Al Heyman. And now, as boxing fans and fans of this light heavyweight division, we long to see those matchups with him versus Kovalev, him versus Vazek, him versus Dmitry Bivol. But I'll tell you right now, if there was a contender, if there was a fighter out there that could, upset the apple cart, so to speak, and hand this man a O, and not even allow him the chance to fight one of those guys in a unification fight, it is this man right here. It is Hot Rod, Radivoje Kalajdzic. I don't know how to say his name, but he's a very, very good fighter. If you've never seen him fight, if you're not familiar with him, I would highly advise you to go watch the Marcus Brown fight. Also, go look up his fights with Chavis Peterkin. Just really, really, if you like people who know how to get people, if you like fighters that know how to throw punches and place them properly, this is your guy. And in my opinion, when I talk about the light heavyweights and think about light heavyweights, he's probably one of the best fighters in the division that places his punches. So, as for that fight, who do I think is going to win? To be honest with you, I'm going to have to get back. I'm going to have to get more into the tape. Look at Beterbiev's last couple of fights. Look at Hot Rod's last couple of fights. But off the rip, I'll tell you this: I think Hot Rod will fight in a manner where he pushes the pace and he forces Beterbiev to work very early in the fight. And it's very likely that Hot Rod could catch him with something really, really heavy in the early rounds. And as we saw, Beterbiev he's there to be hit. He's been knocked down before. So no disrespect to Cam Johnson, but I think Hot Rod, not as far as power, but in terms of the speed of the punches, I think he's a much more speedier fighter than Cam Johnson. He places him very well, and it's very likely I could see in that fight where he knocks him down early and really ask some serious questions of Artur Beterbiev. But I'm gonna go on a limb right now and say that Hot Rod will give at bare minimum draw. He's given Artur Beterbiev the hardest fight of his career, and Beterbiev's gonna have to really show us what he's made of in that fight. And that's my overall take on that fight. So we're like what it's right now as I'm shooting this video. It's currently the 18th of March. So we're roughly a month and a half away from that fight. So I don't really talk too much more about it until then. But yeah, just want to get this out there because my main man Happy, he made this video suggestion. So there it is. Hope I made you happy. No pun intended. But yeah, if you guys have any videos y'all want to see me make, just drop them in the comments. Give me your video suggestions down below, and I'll be sure to get to them as the week rolls along. But just in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.